Since I started this channel, I've done all kinds of weird things. I've experimented with TripAdvisor, good reviews and bad. I've experimented with decent restaurants, bad restaurants, indifferent restaurants. Today, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to mess around with a hygiene rating system. Probably not my proudest moment, but we'll give it a go. Now, I'm in Plymouth today. I am popping into a place called the Bella Italia. Now, usually when you go to a restaurant, you have a look on the door and you see one of these. This place is the proud holder of one of these. Now, I don't know what the food's going to be like. I don't know if I'm going to come out alive or not. I'm going to try it. Wish me some luck. I'm going to pop in, get some lunch, and we'll sit down and give it a try. Come with me. Sat down. I've ordered my food. The lady who served me was very friendly, very efficient. Asked me if I had any allergies, that sort of thing. So she's doing everything that all the main restaurants seem to be doing now. The place doesn't look filthy. I've eaten out much worse. I mean, the table is slightly sticky, but tables are, well, you get sticky tables. That's not the end of the world. I'm not eating my food off that. It almost looks as though it's pretty clean. There's an open plan kitchen. I can see the food being prepared. Looks okay. I've ordered some meatballs to start. I'm going to try them. I've also had a lasagna for a main with some garlic bread. I'm not going to go too mad and have things like chicken. If they've got a hygiene rating problem, I'm not going to go tempting fate. I'm not that brave. But I don't think this is too bad so far. Have to bear in mind that the assessment was 5 months ago. So a lot could have changed in that time. They could be up to their 5-star. They've just not been re-inspected yet. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt on that. But we'll see what it's like when the food comes. We'll dissect the food, have a go. And then hopefully I'm not curled up in bed for the next couple of days with stomach pains. Wish me luck. I'll see you in a while. Okay, it arrived pretty fast. So I'm guessing it's all pre-made and probably reheated, but that's fine. I wasn't expecting a 5-star restaurant. Okay, so we've got quite a lot of what looks like grated parmesan on there, several little meatballs that are quite crispy, and a tiny little bit of garlic bread. There's not much in the way of tomato sauce. There's a little bit in there, but not too much. Let's have a look, get a meatball in and see what it tastes like. All right, from a taste point of view, actually tastes okay. One thing I will say, it's not piping hot. The meatballs are actually, they're lukewarm. The sauce is actually steaming hot. The outside steaming hot, but it's not overly hot. But the garlic bread, very crunchy, as you can hear. Could have done being a little bit bigger. Cut one of these open. So, basically looks like a piece of sausage in there, but it's not. I mean, that's cold. Yeah, that's cold, that's quite disappointing. The tomato sauce is hot. I think that's what's making the overall food hot. But when you cut into the meatball and stick your tongue on the outside of it, it's actually cold. So I'm not expecting greatness, but yeah, cold. No, a bit underwhelming. But I can't say I was expecting more. Oh, oh, something a bit hard in that one. I don't think that was gristle. Not sure what that is, but I don't want it. Looks like a little bit of bone, maybe. Mm. Mm. Very average. Okay. I'll tell you what, that's red hot. I don't understand why the food's cold because that is really hot. There we are. It's magic. Okay, that was done. Not a great start, but you know, I've had worse. In fairness, I have had much worse. But the fact it was a little bit cold, from a taste point of view, it was okay. It was all right. Okay, I'm gonna sit back, let that go down. Hope it stays down, and then I'll catch you once the main arrives. Okay, now we're back here again where that is absolutely roasting. Right, now that is definitely mozzarella on that. I would say it's not particularly hot. No, it's not stringy, that's quite a tough mozzarella. But so far, it's hot. I'm just going to pull this up under here and just go into the middle. When you get into the middle of it, it's warm. So just in there, the outside's hot, but the middle isn't particularly. Yeah, it's lukewarm in the middle. But I'm going to try it anyway. It's bizarre because the outside is piping hot. It's really, really hot. A bit of salt on that, just to give it a bit of flavour. Might kill any germs that might be on it as well. Sterilise it. Yeah, the inside, it's just got no temperature. As for flavour, it's mainly tomato. I'm going to tuck in on that as well and jump in. Just dip a bit of the garlic bread in there. Well, garlic bread's pretty decent, but this is just, it's average at best. The thing with this, you would expect, if you're paying £17 for a lasagna, you would expect it to be a little bit hotter and probably taste a little bit fresher than it does. It's not like it's cheap. It's quite expensive for what you're getting. But then you also have the added bonus of a 0-star hygiene rating, which makes it even worse. It's more of a slap in the face, I think. Meat. So far, I've had more gristle than meat. I think my only objection with places that have a 0-star rating on hygiene, it should be compulsory at that point that they display that they have that rating. I do think it's misleading to not have to display that. If you've got a 0 rating, it should be a badge of dishonour that you have to wear. I really do. I think your customers should be aware that you are coming into a 0 rated hygiene restaurant. I would have no idea if I'd have walked in here without doing my research. I would not have known. And I find that's a little bit dodgy. That's a slightly nasty practice. If the government are going to give you these ratings, they should make you wear those ratings with pride. And if you go into a place that's got a 5-star rating, they display it on the door. You should be made to display it on the door if you're a 0 rating. If you lose trade, that's on you. You need to then do better to make sure that you gain the trade back. That's just my personal opinion, but I think that's how it should be. And of course, I'm scared to touch this because it's red hot. That is a skull brisk. Just having the hot outside of your plate doesn't kill the germs and the bacteria on the inside, because the inside isn't that hot. But I know what I came for. I did this on purpose, which probably shows I'm not a very clever person. I'm not a smart man. Yeah, I'm really glad that I ordered this on the side. £4.50 or whatever it was. It's expensive for a bit of bread, but it's helping. The thing that strikes me a bit strange, which you would expect if they displayed their 0 rating on the door, for a place that's in the middle of a busy retail park, next door to a multi-screen cinema. It's a big cinema complex. The place has, at lunchtime, 5 people, including myself, in here. Now, this is a busy part of the town. This is the Barbican Retail Park in Plymouth. They have a Nando's next door. I've seen people flocking into that place. They have a Pizza Hut across the road. People have been flocking in there. The cinema is a very busy cinema. It's the biggest in Plymouth. And Plymouth's not a small town. Well, it's a small city. It's a decent sized city. This place is empty. That says a lot. It's just very little in the way of flavour. You get a hint of tomato, but for the amount of tomato that's in it, you should get more than a hint. You really should. But the meat it's not quality meat. This looks as though it's a packeted lasagna that's been put into this dish, and then they filled the edges with their own tomato sauce and then chucked it in an oven for 5 minutes, and that's why this is hot, but that's not. But it's strange because every now and again I get a taste. It tastes like lamb, which doesn't make sense for a lasagna. It should be beef. But the meat, obviously I can't bite into it because it's gristly, so I can't get a proper taste of it, but I get like a lamb taste every now and again, which makes me wonder if there's lamb in this. Although it doesn't say that on the menu, it says beef. But there's just something with the taste. Can't quite wrap my head around. Yeah, the tomato sauce around it is a different colour to the ragu that's in between the pasta sheets. So yeah, that's all they've done. They put lasagna in the bowl, and then they've chucked tomato sauce around the edge to fill the bowl up. And the tomato sauce is hot, the lasagna is not. And I think the flavour of the tomato sauce is why I'm only getting hints of it, is because there's only a bit around the outside. The tomato flavour is within maybe a tenth of the bowl. And just as an experiment, if I take that there, that's got no sauce apart from what's in between the lasagna sheets. That's flavourless. So the tomato sauce on the edge, if I add a bit of that to it, yeah, there's a hint of tomato, but it's a very small portion of the dish that's got tomato. The pasta in this is tough. I'm really having to work to chew through it. That's definitely microwaved, packeted food at its, I would say at its best, but it's not at its best really. If that's its best, then they need to do a lot better. At its worst. Now, garlic bread on the other hand is pretty decent. It's got some crunch to it. Nice flavour. Adds flavour to the sauce that I'm dipping up. That's definitely maybe a £3.50 or £4 lasagna that's been packaged up with 50p worth of tomato sauce and sold on for 17 quid. I've had much better. At this point, I'd normally say I've had worse too. I don't think I have. I feel obliged to eat it because of how much it cost. But I think maybe the reason that they charge you so much is because you're going to be tasting this for hours. The aftertaste is going to be there, probably until I go to bed tonight. So maybe that's what the extra premium on the cost is. Did it disappoint? Did it disgust? Or was it better than you were expecting? This is actually probably not as good as I was expecting, to be fair. Now, I'll be more than happy to accept a subscription from you good people, because this is a public service announcement that I think deserves a sub from all of you wonderful people. I'm warning you of the pitfalls of eating zero hygiene rated and Bella Italia. You're getting 2 PSAs in one. Mm. Mm. Almost feel for the lady that's serving. She's really nice, but the quality that they're dishing out here is just, it's well below par. It's just, it's wrong on so many levels. But the Diet Coke's nice. It's about £7, I think. In fact, I'm curious now. Let me get the menu and take a quick look. That's £3.40. Half a pint of Coke, so the equivalent to about a can. What's a can of Coke now? 85, 90p? £3.40. Hello. Lime and ice is expensive these days, but that is ridiculous. Right, I'll catch you outside where we'll have a little bit of a chat about this. I'll see you out there. Tasted that for days. Oh. So there we are. I'm glad that was over. Yeah, there's no display of zero rating anywhere in there. Nothing to say it is. So it's quite disappointing, really, that they shouldn't be made to do that. If we're talking about the food, as I said in there, the meatballs were cold. They weren't great, but the tomato was red hot, so was the dish. So I assume that was the case, that it was going to be a hot dish trying to warm up the substandard food, which, okay, that's fine. I can deal with that, but, you know, charging £8 for that was a bit out of order, I think, but there we go. Then we got onto the lasagna. Now, the lasagna was absolutely tasteless. It looked the part. The mozzarella was pretty well done. It looked like a nice pizza, the mozzarella. But once you get into it, again, hot dish, cold in the middle. So cold food just really isn't good, is it? Especially if you've got a zero hygiene rating to start with. It makes you question whether the food is actually going to kill you or not. But there you go, it's okay. Get a free refill with a drink. So I only paid for one drink. I had two, which I wasn't aware of at the time. Came to 31 quid. So for one person, 31 quid, one starter, one main and a side. That's quite a lot of money, really, especially when it's not of top quality. I wouldn't mind paying that if I was in a Gordon Ramsay restaurant or Paul Ainsworth's or, you know, even Rick's, well, I don't know about Rick Stein, but those sort of places, the high caliber restaurants, I wouldn't mind paying that sort of money. But in a Bella Italia with a zero rating, nah. Especially since now, considering the food was tasteless, how do they make it that I can now taste nothing but that food? That's a talent, it really is. But there we go. Now, I'm going to get myself out of here because I don't know how long it is before I'm going to need to get near a toilet. So I'm going to jump in the car now, make a move. But thanks for watching, people. It's been great having fun again. Please drop a like, give me some subscribes, throw some comments at me. Tell me what your experiences are of these sort of places, Bella Italia or Frankie and Benny's or Nando's, that sort of thing. Are they your cup of tea, or do you prefer something a little bit more upmarket? Let me know what your thoughts are. Anyway, I'm going to get out. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Take care.